The following may include subject matters of war, violence, loss, and adult themes which may not be appropriate for all audiences. Viewer discretion advised. Previously on Darkeport.
Episode 51, Sleeping Arrangements. The Fellowship at last departs from their home aboard the trireme Frankus. The defenders of Geramentum have various interactions, both among themselves and with the crew of the Frankus. The extended party passes by Marcus's old home of Pollux, which now appears utterly abandoned. The true cleric naturally desires to make landfall, yet Titus ultimately persuades him that there is nothing to be done for those who are long gone, and that the current situation demands their attention. One of the passengers on the trireme, whom most call Rex, proves a complicated character. In brooding bits and pieces, his tale comes out, once at the business end of Titus's sacred artifact, Concord. He claims to have been raised in the haven of 10 Troll Den, a place that, until recently, sheltered chosen children throughout Terra who otherwise would have been killed, or worse. Later, Concord urges Titus to make landfall. He does so, and thus spies an extraordinary figure from the past approaching the riverbank. His long-deceased grandame, Great Lady Vipsania Drusa Marula Zosh. She rides atop a powerful equine, one that is entirely white. The pair share an intense exchange, grandmother to grandson, the remarkable moment catching Titus by surprise. The giant white equine follows the young patrician back to the ship. Once on board, a final startling transformation occurs, revealing the equine to be not only incredibly rare but a sight from legend. For the first time in 217 winters, a unicorn has joined the defense of the dream.
And we're back.
Welcome, faraway friends, to another episode of Darkeport. Thank you so much for joining us.
We're back.
Yes. Out of context, Tobias, it's a wonderful addition to the soundscape of welcoming our faraway friends.
I thought so too.
Just so. Shout out to Constructed Chaos, Sister Stream, doing their thing, kicking butt. Had 2 finales in 3 weeks, I think. So,
taking names.
Yep, just finished the Needles and Thread finale. Really enjoyed that. It was kind of sad. So, Alex, I'm a little bit mad about how that ended, but it was bittersweet. It was nice. Corey, you had a shout out for our
Shop of Many Things.
Hey, if anything, it's branding.
They actually released a really cool set of magnetic tiles under something called Realm Brew, and they are like almost like Selja Katana. Hey,
I'm trying to fix it.
Hey, we destroy, we don't fix.
The noise.
Go into the shop and get
No.
your...
Anyways, the shop keys have these really cool tiles. You can figure them all sorts of ways for underground water maps or lava caverns, all sorts of things. And definitely check it out. They're magnetic, they're cool, and they're very configurable. So you can use it for any sort of thing you would do on a campaign.
Those are the hexagons. They're
Shop
kind of like
methods.
Schiller's Catan, correct?
Yeah, they're like Solar Catan source
Oh,
style.
that's very cool.
But,
They look quite
there's a lot more of them than just
Yeah,
the
they're a lot
minimal-
better than
yeah.
wheat and whatever.
those
I
guys.
fail at that game every
Exactly.
time. Yeah.
And Toby, we have a pretty
Small.
big announcement over here, I think.
We sure do, Angel.
Do we?
We are very pleased and proud to announce the debut of our new Patreon! It's been a big work in progress, a long time in the making. We've been hard at work on lots of bonus content that we're going to house over there, including, but not limited to, After Dark, a weekly deep dive into the past episode where we will answer questions from you, our faraway friends. We will expand the lore. We will make fun of Angel's age in a very cheeky and loving way. And just have a grand old time. Sometimes maybe joined by one of our special guests, hopefully. Hopefully. We will have Learning Curve, a post-session debrief where we will immediately after we broadcast just give our thoughts, what we or our characters learned as a way to expand our own understanding of our characters and learn about each other. It'll be very fun and interesting. We have a massive library of original art and music from John Smith and Steve Gertis to include and lots of other stuff that's going to be updated weekly. We're really, really excited. Please go check it out. Patreon.com/Darkeport.
Dun dun. Well done.
And everyone who goes there gets a free month membership.
Oh my goodness, yes. In our yes, of course.
And they also get entered into a Eldritch Foundry raffle. We're going to give 1 out of 25 of you, and I plan on filming it, so it'll be a little fun, a little skit in terms of who wins. It'll be filmed live, so there's no cheating. And
I didn't know you were going to film it. Okay.
yeah, we're going to film the roles and then look it down the sheet of who the name is, and we'll announce all that stuff and put that out there.
So join as a free member by May 1st, was it?
May 1st.
May 1st.
Yep.
And get a free month of the fellowship access.
And early access to something too I've been working on.
I don't even know all the tiers, and yes, there may be some really off the wall stuff
Off the rails.
from our very own Donnie Highland.
It might be a little something I like to call a wonderful wild mind adventure.
And he's been working on that for quite a bit too. Really hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, full costume production with Sydney was one of the playing members.
We
Started her
made
for
an
life.
incredible hat just for the occasion.
It's adorable. You guys will get to know.
Melissa was in that.
Melissa was also in that from our Strahd game, who played wonderful Pebbles Inkbite. She had an incredible costume, incredible stories. So it's super fun. They're going to be a little bit different. They're not going to be full-based episodes as sitting around for like a one-shot. They are 30 minutes, and I'm working on the animation and also kind of some very unique aspects for storytelling.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of chalkboard drawings, a lot of puppetry, also. So it's going to
You
be.
finally get your puppet show.
The goal is to have too much mixed media,
We
but
need more Muppets.
Yeah,
Dark
you
Lord,
finally get
know?
it.
100%.
You've wanted it for 2 years, my dear.
under the rainbow.
Now you can finally get it. All right. So I did not. There was a lot going on today and yesterday as well. So I did not see the final tally, Randy, but I know you watched that like a hawk.
I used to. But last I heard, Donnie had one and no one else had any. But that was earlier this morning.
I mean, come on. Come on.
Congratulations.
It seems pretty. Come
Well,
on now.
since I don't know and I haven't seen, I did not get on before stream to look at it. So I will hold off on that and then we'll announce that when we get back. The MVP is what we're talking about for people who are joining us.
2 horses. No, I'm kidding.
Another unicorn, please.
I wanted to have 2 horns.
Quick note, thank you so much, Grim, for the 5 gifties.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Grim. Love it.
So, okay.
I believe we're ready for the
Candle.
And
We are.
Am I going to say?
The candle of
I was singing the whole time.
Zahaza.
Tatiana should be back next week.
Thank God she can line
It's
it
canon now, so she has
Lord
to.
willing and the creek don't rise. So hold space for her, and we hope to have a full fellowship here for the first time in a hot minute.
That's been a minute.
Really good to have her here. All right. Randalina, who are we at?
This week we have a special journal entry from none other than our very own.
Know your ways.
Sydney.
Hi. Okay, I have so many things happening. There's so many things happening for Mitra. Like there's things.
She has an eye for detail. God. The joke will never get old.
It'll never get old. And I keep setting myself up for that. As soon as I did that character design, I'm like, I thought he's gonna just
Gotta make sure to cross the T's and dot the lowercase.
your lowercase J's.
All right.
My maiden, we have grown closer. I know not the entirety of your ways and unfathomable knowledge, but being around these people of the West has not given me such clarity yet. Too early to tell, given I have known them for 2 days. Negotiations are to be had, and yet I know nothing of the details besides they need help. I wish Beloved has given me more to go on, since observation has proved to be quite agonizing and idiotic in some ways, as is contrary to the actions I have taken. I seek more understanding. Hopefully it will have a differing, perhaps enlightening perspective on what we did wrong. We have yet to go closer to these people and their ways. And what of the sister, O maiden? It is not every day a goddess reveals such a presence in a foreign land. This encounter still has rattled me to my very core. Never before have I seen such divine power before me. I pray that the sister has reached out to Beloved for answers in my absence, though I have to believe that fool of a leader has led her astray already. Please lead her down the path of needful pain and aid us in our time of need. Regarding Beloved, it has taken a longing for them in a way I cannot describe. A divine connection beyond realms we cannot possibly decipher, perhaps? This condensed soul of Nikolai could be a key to that connection, though communing with such things might have dire consequences for both of us. Such is the risk I am willing to take for the sake of our people and my maiden. I can only hope Grape has the foresight to his emotions and the stupid pain that may bring upon both of them. He knows not the pain Beloved Trisley has gone through for us and the responsibility they have to our people. I have trust in your path, O maiden. Being with these people will be the needful pain to further prove my worthiness to you. Nice. Thank you. I'll be here all night.
Cool, again, I can see.
Only 2 days. 2 days.
It's only 2 days.
It's only 2 days. That could change.
It's only one a day.
You gotta prove. You gotta
It's one per day.
Yeah.
prove your
If he's not
worthiness.
calling himself that.
That's a pretty low
Be true,
quota.
Will.
That's a pretty low quota.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Not there yet.
Okay, we have a steed that pretty quickly makes himself at home. Looks at the crew, looks at you, kind of gives you one of these.
Hello.
And then
What's up?
And then circles around and kneels down and takes over part of the. I'm not going to say it. Part of the ship.
The poop deck. Thank you, Angel, for allowing me that pleasure.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Part of the poop, part of the deck. Oh, yeah.
And there's something almost feline in their movements. It's very, very not horse-like when they're in repose like that. Eyes kind of drifting, like they're in a light doze, almost a power save mode, just waiting. Okay. Frankus has found you again. And you feel his little paws as he's standing. Well, you're up. Yeah, you're up. Devin, you're helping them take the rigging down, the little impromptu situation to get the massive Clydesdale-sized equine up. And I looked it up and I decided I'm going to basically go with this. So a fully grown male Clydesdale is right around a ton.
Wow.
Holy moly.
Can the deck actually? Woo.
Yeah. And So I'm going to say that there were some chosen shenanigans going on as you were trying to get this thing out of the water.
And I need to have a 20 strength for one reason or another.
Also, he was actively helping, so like scrabbling up with the hooves. And,
Oh yeah, it's like trying to get a really big dog into bed. Yeah, the guy gets front legs up there, and then it's like, his back legs aren't gonna stand a chance.
If I remember right, it also felt like he actually gained solidity once he hit the deck of the ship.
Something happened.
Yeah, so there was he was sort of not quite fully there.
Yeah, something happened, and it's 16 to 19 hands, which makes him at the withers, which makes him roughly. You are slightly taller, Titus, than he is at the withers. The head is still higher than.
Yeah, absolutely. I would imagine that it's probably about here for me to hop up on its backside.
Yeah, so it was like 6'3" is what that wound up being. 6'3", 6'4".
Wow, big boy.
The big boy, the big boy.
Big boy.
So yeah, you can feel the equine's presence wherever he's at, because the ship kind of.
I mean, the wood probably creaks underneath that weight too. I mean, I'm just doing physics here. It was like, woo.
Yeah, if
4 points of contact for a 1 ton because what he's standing.
So that's part of why it decided to lower itself, so that, because I'm gonna warn you right now, if there's combat on the deck of the ship, and
We win.
and he's
falling through.
and he's stomping and he's rearing up and stomping or kicking or goring or whatever, there is a not small chance that you and him and everybody else is going to collapse through the ship onto the underdeck.
Cool.
Thank God we're always so peaceful.
Yep.
Nothing bad ever happens to
On the
this
high
party.
seas.
Ever.
We're not on an
Nothing's gonna
island.
happen.
We gave the sea hag. We have her blessing, and hopefully the wind as well.
It's true.
Goodness.
Speaking of which, why don't my two sailors go ahead and make intelligence checks for me?
Sailors.
Well, navigator anyway.
Sailing.
I got a nat 20.
Oh,
I
okay.
got a modified 20.
Okay.
Ooh, dirty twang.
Bo, they're twine. Yeah.
They're twang. He ain't even here.
Shout out Morgan.
I'm keeping this going.
Both of you. Yep,
Actually, it would
no
be
matter what.
22 if I got proficiency with, which I do. So
You do. You have to break it. Okay.
And I have high, but I,
2.
So both of you are well aware then that you're actually making excellent time. There's a variation on this. I decided to go old school, so I was looking up in the rules, in the basic rules encyclopedia on different kinds of ships, and I decided to give, since they don't really have a trireme, I kind of made it a hybrid. Then I decided excellent crew, etc. Any road. So there's a bit of a variance on it, and you're definitely on like the 80. You're about 75-80% up on that variance. So you're cruising right now. You guys are cruising, and you're probably going to get there ahead of schedule.
Great.
Head of schedule.
His last words.
or
In
we
fact,
could-
if
Yeah.
continue at this rate, it's going to be well ahead of schedule.
it means we can dock early and walk, or decide not to be totally present.
Or scout.
Or make a plan.
Yeah.
Yep. Or that.
So I'm assuming that I'm spending a good chunk of time chatting with Wesa as she is available to like just understand more about the political situation, the history of what's happening, and just educating myself. So I would share that with her when I became
Okay.
aware of that.
Actually, that segues nicely. I'm going to say that with the captain's permission, she's invited you into the cabin with her so that she can be free of distractions. And at some point, after she's caught you up to speed as much as she knows, and she underscores that she has not yet, that Titus now has material that she has not read, and she's going to have to power through that like soon before you get there. She turns to you and Grib.
Yeah.
So and then pause, and when she speaks next, she's speaking to you in Draconic, as she's wont to do. So that woman, the Archmaga, she gave me, I suppose, some homework. I don't really know what to call it. It's not quite the same thing that she gave Devrin. In fact, different. Here. She goes, and there's a bundle that she had in her possession. She unwraps it, And you see it's snapped, what looks like a snapped hunter's bow. So, apparently, this was the bow that Salai used during the Utini campaign. It was broken at the very end. And she said something about mending it so that I could understand what it was to be Kuant, since all I've ever known my entire life are the ways of my mother's side. And she had a queer look in her eyes. She told me that by the time I was finished with the task, I would understand both rivers. And then she hurled some invective, and I don't know, the rest of it kind of blurs together. So, do you think I should even bother?
Mending the bow?
I have a perfectly fine one of my own.
And you presume that this Archmaga would give you this task without any great boon that could come from it?
I haven't the foggiest to give you the... She's like... I don't know. I could handle Figulus Neus. She's prickly. I mean, he was prickly too, but...
He had his nappies.
Once I got him on about his nappies, and he was just pretty well, disarmed, and...
Sorry, it's
Oh, that's right, I'm not...
absurd thinking of the Archmage of the world taking nappies.
And that's your grandsire, yes?
So they tell me.
But you've never met...
Daddy knows I exist.
So...
Should you try to fix it? Yeah. Do you not know how?
Not really.
I got an idea.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
The stories about the founding of Germentum, the foundation stones. Birch bark, colin fruit, a tar. That is more...
Oh no, it's not a story, you're right. It's one of the strongest adhesives we have.
It is light, it's strong, it is a blend of two rivers. It seems obvious to me.
All right, well, aren't you the smart one? Go to the head of the class.
Yeah, well, Figure would always tell me I'm only a lesser genius.
A lesser genius. Now that is the concept.
Yeah.
I wonder what your twin would have thought of Katrin. So many of our best and brightest are gone now. Either off on their own adventures or gone.
And we are much the less for it.
All right then. I'll see what I can do about gathering that about. I actually think I have some sort of recipe somewhere, written down somewhere. My Darrow still isn't as good as my Valkyrie reading and writing. I mean, I have to really concentrate on that. Do you think, as I'm reading through these dossiers, I assume you have the secret of the word?
A few times over.
Would you mind if I run into some of the politically, specific vocabulary, if I'd come to you for help?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. The NPCs are doing things, but I want to give y'all a chance to explore your environment if you're going to, or do.
I want to talk to Rex.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Mitra and Marcus had a conversation before last session ended yesterday. But not yesterday.
Last week.
Last week. Yeah.
I was like, we should have a talk. And he's like, we wrote it down so we'd remember. So
You know what? Go for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, because you have that queued up.
Someone horsed their way into that.
Jeez.
Thank you. I'll be gone for the rest of the session, guys. Thank you.
So Frank boy found me. Gotcha. I'm gonna call him that every time.
Frankie boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick him up and just there you go.
He tips up and gives you a little bit of a lick, and then
Scratches under the chin and everything like that.
and he knows exactly. He's an old hand at this already, so he knows exactly how to turn and to do that It's not unique to pugs, but pugs are particularly good at manipulating your hand where he wants it to go and making it feel like you're in control of the
Gotcha,
scratches.
but it's really just him just where he wants it. Yeah. I'm familiar with it.
And you're familiar with it.
Mr. Hansen, that's your Cyrus.
Yeah, I'm gonna head on down after her because I think I saw her walking down after the whole event with the horse.
Oh yeah, just
Yeah.
like
I'm going to bed.
I'm going back to bed.
A mitra. I was wondering if you had a minute to talk about something.
Sure, it's not like I have anything else to do.
All right.
Are you above decks or are you below?
Somewhat below.
I followed after her below, so
Alright, cool.
if you want to go back up, you want to hit there.
Whatever.
Oh, good,
Just-
yeah. Right. So, I have some questions about Loyatar.
This
A
is
lot
new.
of them.
This is new.
Well, it won't be, you'll see. But right now, I was curious if you can give me a broad understanding of who you are and what you're about as a disciple, a worshiper of Loyatar. I want to understand all religions, really.
Insight check on this immediately.
I'm not.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Immediate insight. Like this is wild. Oh God. 21.
Good.
He's trying to tell you.
An earnest, legitimate, honest curiosity about your religion.
Okay.
And there's nothing nefarious there either. Like, he's not like, there's nothing suspicious that he's thinking about.
If you lay it on too thick, I may have you make a persuasion check. So
Okay, well, that's it. Yeah, he's not suspicious. Well, 21. He knows
Yeah,
he's not
yeah.
suspicious, and you know this is legitimate and honest.
Okay. Okay. Where would you like to have this conversation?
Rather that.
you go. You walk out.
We got ropes to tie him up.
You walk away from the.
Okay.
You walk away from the high traffic area, basically right at the base of the hatch and ladder, and get over to where actually Titus and his old school Myrmidon have been sleeping last night.
Okay, let me get out the lore here so I can kind of double check my notes here.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. They'll sit down, like crisscross on the floor because this is just,
Crisscross calls off.
a jester.
So, my first question is, what exactly is Loyatar to you? I know she's the mistress of needful pain. What constitutes needful?
Needful for us is an understanding of what it means to be human.
Can you clarify that?
Of course. What we follow is the path of needful pain. And this is a practice of freeing oneself from this body, this form, since we are at heart and in soul an immortal being. And this, well, flesh binds us to this world.
Understood. When is too much pain too much pain? Is that for the person to decide? Or is that for Loyatar to decide?
A little bit of both. There is sectors of types of pain to endure. There is also what you would call a hierarchy of amount of pain one should be enduring. It's more of a societal thing.
So it's like inbred, not inbred, that's the wrong word, ingrained
Yes.
into you. So everyone knows about how much they need to have and how much they don't. Gotcha.
We have a lot more practices of our elderly. They do not need this, they do not go through this process.
Is it assuming that once they're elderly, they've learned a lot of the things they already need to know, so no pain is necessary from that point?
They
Or,
are also going through a lot of pain themselves due to age.
believe me, I know. Yeah, I'm aware of that.
I'm getting there.
How is your beloved chosen? And is it like a lifetime thing, or is it short term until it's just done?
There is a tradition that we have. There is the first follower of Loyatar.
Let me find the name if I remember correctly. Oh, yeah.
Kian, who was our first beloved, followed Loyatar from the very beginning.
How did she discover Loyatar?
Ooh, that I don't think I have information on that, but I'll come up with something.
If you want to come up with something, you go for it.
Okay.
I think you know these people pretty well.
You can do it.
Alrighty. He was.
So it's not just to women. That's interesting.
This is everybody. Our culture is very, how do you say, ingrained and melding. There is no gender roles.
No, no biases between the genders, so anybody could do anything, really.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Go ahead.
Well, he was a warrior. Back when our people were, well, more established than we are now. He fought for his people, for Loyatar especially, but during one of these battles he was gravely wounded. And you said that a voice came to him, a being, a divine entity.
I understand that too.
Spoke to him through the pain and the blood that spilled.
Was he about ready to give up? And this voice just sort of pushed him forward.
Yes. The battle itself was lost. And for the people at the time, almost have experience with it more nowadays, but it was on the brink of extinction. But he called out to something, anybody, for aid, for motivation to keep going, to bear through the pain that he is going through. The potential loss of his people and himself, but it is through that he got that clarity.
How many beloveds have there been since?
Ooh.
Your character's actually not. It's a lot, though.
Yeah.
This is an old line.
This is crazy.
Not entirely sure.
But beloved Drisley is fairly recent.
Yeah, there was a time when I first met you that I was thinking about seeing if I could heal your eye. And then as I met you and I got to know you more and I realized how important that blindness was to you. It was one of the things that taught me about trying to force the power onto people.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. I want to know more about your religion. I want to understand it. And I want to know how it works with us and with what we do here. I don't think we'll have too much time with it. Well, we might have more time, but I definitely would like to talk to you. And in turn, if you wish to know about us, I will extend the information as well. We can just start talking.
I could take up on it now if you'd like, before we...
By all means, ask what you will.
Your people, they have these lords, no?
Patricians? Yeah, aye.
How are they chosen? Are they all chosen, or are they...
No, not in the same way that some of us are chosen, that plebs are chosen, and others aren't. Same way. Not all of them are. Some of them are. Eos. But I'm not entirely sure about the line. I do know that that it jumps generations.
So this is a blood thing?
Mostly, yeah. And the situation, like with me, is a bit different because I was chosen by Dwyer. Like, she had a direct hand in me. So when my son started glowing with the same light I did, independently of me, it made me think that there might be more to it than just generational stuff. But
Fascinating. Is this a recent discovery you've had?
yeah, maybe 4 or 5 days ago, yeah.
So very
Feels like a
recent.
lifetime. Feels like a lifetime.
And they'll take out their mini field journal of notes and just start writing things down.
And for Geramentum, I haven't heard very much about this place. Is this a new settlement?
About 70, 80 years, give or take, just show it that.
Fascinating.
Yeah,
There's
so-
already such a rich culture there for being so young.
There's something magical about the place. Like, and I use that term loosely, but it's just, there's something there. Like, well, I want to, hey, when we get back, Yeah, actually, that's a great idea. When we get back, I want to go up to a hill, and I want to ask Tuaya's blessing to be able to see the weaves as they perform, and I want to get a bird's eye view of Germantum like that, because I have a theory, and I need to see it. Would you like to go with me?
Sure.
No.
It's pretty interesting.
Think of your questions. I'll answer whatever you ask. Well, and at that, he'll just pick up Frank and just head off.
Okay.
They'll
Right.
sit for a little bit and just absorb and huh, fascinating. And they'll just get up and watch the waves.
Okay. Awesome. I'm going to add one thing that at a time of your choice, Sydney, this will float up into Mitra's mind. That and to you, of course, these are. It makes sense that it wouldn't come out in that exchange because to you these are just like the air that you breathe growing up. Mm-hmm. But one of them is that the universe, the one truth of being alive is that there is pain, and that's like the bedrock egalitarianism of the Death Tamers. So that's why, in that way, men, women, old, young, rich, poor, whatever, are all absolutely equal. And then the other is that although it'd be outrageous and potentially blasphemous, technically by the laws of your people, beloved Trisley could be voted out of office. So it's a weird,
It's a lot of it's an amalgamation of everything.
It is. It's like this. It's this intense theocracy that also has this really fierce commitment to raw democracy. It's a weird creature.
It's awesome.
That makes what she's doing here so much more dangerous for her politically.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's taking a leap for sure.
And there's already going to be talk and potential consternation about beloved Trisley's relationship with the Sikadraco. Okay. Indra pulls you aside, but I'm gonna get to Devon and Rex first. So, okay.
Rex. Is he walking off after his book situation, I assume?
Yeah, and he was watching. He watched Frankus go up to Marcus, and why don't you make an insight check since you specifically sought him out?
Frankus.
Hey, believe me. Believe me. Frankus
breathes heavier.
Scarily enough, Frankus has an internal life. I can guarantee you with that dog. Okay.
Thank God.
A whopping 7.
A whopping 7. All right.
Magical 7.
Magical 7. Lucky number 7.
It is.
However, in this case,
there's 7 horses and one of them appeared.
All you can see is Rex retreating into the polished haven of brooding.
Rex, may I speak with you, please?
It's a free ship, as far as I know.
You seem... You surprised me with the words.
Why?
Because I'm confused. I wasn't... How did you know that I received a book from that situation?
A lot of people don't feel so special.
Oh, many books were handed out.
Well, more than they'd like. I don't know. Maybe half a dozen.
You were there?
I know the story. I'm the direct recipient of one of them. It's one of the two. It's one of the grimoires I have. It's the one I have. But it's not the one I have here right now.
You said half a dozen?
Yeah.
So there's 6 of us that are somewhat in the same situation.
4.
4.
2 of them are dead.
Oh. Now do you have a second book?
I wasn't the one. I don't do that. A lot of will workers do. A lot. Dude, a lot of... I shouldn't say dude, but if there's one character in this entire freaking campaign, it would be him.
Do a lot of...
Pretty stressed.
You need to get a grip. You need to understand.
We have one.
That party hard. He rolls his eyes. Look, a lot of well workers are going to murder you, and they're not going to understand that they can't do the same things that you can do just by ganking your frickin' book, you know?
Oh, they are alarmable workers.
Enough. You don't even really know what you are, do you?
No, not really. I studied and I was able to comprehend this mathematics that let me to do these things.
Yeah, that means you're smart. You know that about 30 years ago that wouldn't have meant shit, though, right? This is Figulus Naeus changing the rules. He rewrote everything when he used Zed.
Oh yes, the Zed thing. I've heard about that.
The Zed thing. It's why humans can monobend now and not just impure. And it's why your magic works, and it's why there's more than one way to work will. The past that you found, they literally didn't exist before. There's a crisis going on inside of the Empire right now because they don't like to talk about it, but I've seen it there too. I've been to Fang Prime. I've been all through there, and they don't know. They don't understand that the Earth has shifted beneath their feet, and they're playing catch up. They're playing by rules that were gone 30 years back, or however long.
Holding on to the past.
They're holding on to channels of power that aren't exclusive anymore, my friend.
Similar to the Church and
yeah,
about Marcus.
Actually, yeah, not pretty similar to that. They're just, I don't know, less fanatical and even more murderous about it, if that's possible. These are smart people.
My question then is,
yeah,
the ones who've gathered these books illegally, quotes, they don't want to work together because they're being hunted down by the official college.
I don't know. They scattered. I guess some of them were in pairs, but they just always wind up murdering each other. That's kind of how it works.
Because,
well, they murder each other because of what's in the grimoires and because it's so precious. So, like,
can't you just share them?
Well, sure, but when have people ever made sense about proprietary information? It's a lot easier to just kill you and take your book, and then you don't quietly grow in power if you're a chosen well worker, now do you?
No, but you lose a valuable resource that might be there to help you out in the future.
That's one way to look at it. Yeah, sure.
I'm
glad she sees it that way, he says, motioning over to the captain, or I'd be dead. She's not a will worker, but I mean, a lot of them... You're kind of sheltered, aren't you?
I spent most of my time in Zaha.
Okay, so a fucked up kind of shelter, but a shelter nonetheless.
Sheltered in a wacky way.
No,
vicious way.
I've been there, and yeah, they snatch people off the streets there too for entertainment, sure.
And my father was not a nice man. He has many access to many of the underground things.
If he was a nice man, you wouldn't be on this ship. You wouldn't have left home. Somebody with your talent, you would have stayed there and risen through the ranks, I bet.
Perhaps. Geramentum is more open to these sort of things. I usually don't... Honestly, before I went to Geramentum, I did not... I quietly did what I did. In private. Secrecy.
Yeah, a lot of us do.
Including even knowing the secret of the wood.
Man, I do not want to call her out. He's looking at the captain. This is going to be the last day, though.
Well, she mentioned something's going on crazy with you all.
Yeah, a lot of things are going on crazy. Let me put it this way, Devrin. The fact that unicorn coming onto the deck is not the strangest thing that's happened in the last fortnight.
No?
It isn't.
No. And there's a reason why this crew didn't freak out when your friend Grip got on the ship. Because he's not the first Draco to be part of the crew. It's been a wild ride so far. And it's like every time I think that I kind of am getting like a 0.
Have you gone to a weird island as well?
If you call the Legacy weird, then yeah.
I heard them.
Make a history check. You might have.
History.
You might have.
Okay.
Not bad. That's going to be a 16.
They are, you probably would have run into some, even though it's a long way from home, but they get around, even all the way up in Zahar. And they are the preeminent, to hear them tell it, they're the preeminent sailors of the world. And they have the wind call. They're the ones.
This is where,
callers.
Because I worship Wira, I actually think them as being
Like very close.
very close or blessed by her at least.
Right, that makes
and
sense.
so that region there, okay.
Explain to our faraway friends who Wira is, or what it
Wira is one of the elements in Zahar and actually in the Emirates. The elements are forces very similar to like Gaia, and this is Wira is the goddess of the wind. She represents chaos, calmness, direction, flow, and
chance.
And chance as well. And this is, he believes, why he's able to run as fast as he can. And a lot of things that he may manifest, he believes, are a manifestation, representation of Wira through him, and he was blessed by her.
And like the wind whispering to you and things
Exactly.
like that. Yeah.
And even the smell thing that came up recently.
Yeah.
He's believing that may be an assistance.
So, yeah, we were down there, and this whole there's a lot. I don't know. Do you want the whole? There's a lot. There was like there were skinwalkers that were actually turned out to be Sikadraco cult priestesses who were trying to overthrow the monarchy there, and they were just like taking people's faces and infiltrating the government, and it got really out of hand.
Tales all this time.
These are.
And
how did Livia find you, and why did you choose to take us?
Livia. Oh, you mean the
lady?
The right. Well, I don't know about that. That was all about my pay grade.
Did you know who we were coming on?
I mean, I just knew you were some people.
Oh.
I mean, I guess I kind of had heard stories about some gathering of Chosen, and the Catman and Brixius were interested in it. I just want to kind of try to find my... I don't even really know what to call them anymore, and everybody thinks it's weird, and it is weird because we were raised together, but we're not technically related by blood, so... I don't
twin?
No, like, I don't know. Sometimes if Brix is being an asshat, I'll call them my sister wives, you know, but... we were all raised together in Tentrol Den.
Yes.
But they decided to stay there to help Antonia, the last, like, matron of it, I guess you could say. You met Antonia?
With Marcus, her last days.
Oh, you were there? Oh, I guess I didn't. Sorry, man, I guess you did say something about, it's all kind of getting...
You were very focused on him and his ring.
Yeah, it's her ring, but I guess it's his.
She said it gets passed down to the next keeper.
Ring now. Make a persuasion check, Corey.
Persuasion.
Oh.
Ooh.
Really good.
4.
That is. That is going to be 22.
How high?
19 plus 3.
19. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, 22. So he says, yeah, I was, if I thought that, I guess he really didn't kill her then, huh?
No, she was doing a ritual passing.
I was just going to kind of burn the ship down and try to drown all of y'all if he had killed her.
She went of her own accord and gifted him the ring as a new guardian of Tentrol Den, and
oh man, we fucked up.
Swore that we would go back there. And
we really fucked up.
Did you do something to Tentrol Den?
No, but we fucked up trying to save it. And fucking her sister, Captain's sister, she's dead now because of it. They were twins, so they were both chosen.
Is this something you think we all should hear?
I don't know. Like, how... I mean, your leader, he's kind of a freak show, right?
He like
touched me with the sword, and I don't know, Captain's kind of freaking out.
When new strangers come in and try to kill your people, you tend to be a little protective of that. Shoot, he treated me that way for a while.
Fair enough. No, you're right. you're right. I guess.
And I am Wace's brother, his advisor's trusted advisor. Shoot, she treated me that way. That's a whole separate matter, though.
Yeah, believe me, I know about ornery sisters. I mean, I guess, yeah. I hope she doesn't think I'm undermining her, but it is my story to tell, too, so fuck it.
If it potentially could endanger us and the ship while we're on it, it's probably best that we all have an idea. Similar to perhaps you might want to know what we're doing and where we're going if she doesn't already.
Well, we're dropping you off at some parlay, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Or perhaps prior to that area.
She said, fair enough. I mean, we're making good time, and I'm going to point that out to her, which means we do have an option. I just, and he wiped some sweat off of his brow. It's just that I don't know if Frankus is safe. But, the pug, he's just, do you see, I mean, I love the guy.
Oh, he's very safe.
But, no, I'm not being clear. I don't know if your friend Marcus is safe with Frankus.
What is Frankus some sort of unicorn?
But if Antigone, yeah, I wish. But if Antigone, you motherfuckers, you get a. He looks around. You get a unicorn, and we get a demon pug. What is?
I might know demon pug from stories or the theater.
It sounds as ridiculous as it sounds, Corey.
A demon pug, like a djinn.
This is awesome.
Well, no, it's not his.
Genie pug?
It's not his fault. It's not his fault. He didn't choose to be a demon pug.
I gotta see if he believes this shit or not.
I need to know too.
Are you joking with me?
I need to know this.
It's pretty good, actually.
That's pretty great.
That's gonna be. What am I looking at? This
Insight.
Perception, insight. That's gonna be 22.
Thank God.
He seems entirely sincere, and on a 22, you feel like there's been a lot of anxiety building about this, and he's like, man, this just look. Me and my sister wives and my demon pugs, and
he looks over and sees like the pug licking Marcus or whatever.
Like probably at this point already coming up.
Yeah.
And breathing on your face.
He's like,
is he in danger? Is he tainting him?
No, he's not gonna be. He's gonna be okay until he decides that he's like really tasty. And then, but if he starts nibbling on you, then it can be an issue. And I know, and he's like looking, and the captain's now. She finished her discussion with the first mate. She's turned around looking at him, and he's like, and then I'm like, goes back. I know, she probably knows that I'm. She's just, sometimes she just can be a cruel, heartless bitch, and she's just said that we've had enough chaos, and her sister's dead, and her mentor, the old captain, is dead, but that didn't happen in Tendril Den, and that wasn't my fault. That happened before they got to Tendril Den.
Does she have a big temper?
No, but, I mean, yeah, but no. There's a lot of grief. The captain was even tougher than her. Antigone's tough, believe me, you haven't seen her fight yet. She's tough. He was an old hand chosen kind of guy, back before there were so many, but back before you couldn't, swing a dead Arpo, if you could swing a dead Arpo, and hit chosen, because, apparently there are, hundreds of us now or something, and they're used.
As strong as Titus and Victus?
You mean the old man that's kind of a legend up there in Germentum?
Yes.
The one who single-handedly beat the Utini? No, I mean, not that tough. I mean, I saw the old guy go down, but he was, he was probably...
You saw the old guy go down? You were there?
The captain, yeah.
Oh, the captain.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant you were at the Utini raids.
God, no. What would I want to do with those things?
You all seem a strange bunch.
We are. Well, okay, that's fair. We don't... Do the Utini even read? Do you even read, man? I don't think the Utini read. There wouldn't be any reason for me to go there.
I don't know much about them.
I shouldn't tell you this, but it's just, I'm almost as strong now as the captain was, and supposedly I'm a prodigy, but I just kind of feel like a dumbass, and I haven't really been able to protect anybody that I care about.
Do you know how to use will?
Yeah, a lot of it.
Then you're not a dumbass.
No, but I'm definitely a smartass.
That I believe in. That way we get along.
I mean, if you want to look at if you want to look at my stuff, you can. I don't really care anymore. But most of it's probably not going to make any sense to you.
Perhaps you can help me. I know Tatalum, but I studied on my own, so I had to kind of brute force it, you should say?
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I kind of, I don't know, do you know you probably don't even know who the Grey Walker was.
Grey Walker.
Yeah.
Do I know who the Grey Walker was?
Yeah.
Was he gray?
His name's pretty, he was always in gray robes, and
Grey Walker.
gray was kind of his thing. Yeah.
He was a Magnus?
Yeah. He was like, he was like Figulus before Figulus. He was the person who taught Figulus how to work will.
Oh, he was Figulus' mentor.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
He must have been very powerful.
he was until one of his disciples waited until he was really old and then smothered him with a pillow.
What was the disciple's name?
Because they do that kind of thing. I don't know. I heard a couple different names, so I don't know if the guy's still out there or not.
I love rumors and stories.
Okay. Well, one of them was Nikolai, so if that helps.
Nikolai.
Hey,
Remember this to you.
okay, somewhere. What are we waiting for?
Demon pug?
But any road. Okay, I guess
I would love to just look and see if I can translate anything.
he points over to Indra and Titus speaking. So they're like together, right? I mean,
No.
no?
Together in what way?
Like, I mean, I don't know. It's just,
Does she have eyes for him?
I think so. But you people are kind of weird, so I'm not really, I mean, coming from me, consider the source, but I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out, I guess I'm just thinking about sex a lot lately. I'm just kind of trying to figure out who's with who right now.
And how many wives and husbands?
As Titus walks away, Indra slaps him on the ass.
Yeah.
Calm down.
This man is so touch-starved.
So, hey, you can't have a proper emo brood, intellectual emo brood if you're not touch-starved, Cindy. Get a grip.
Yeah, really. Reflect on
Sorry, I'm
yourself.
the expert.
Take a look in the water, the mirror.
So, pause there. We may roll these two together. Ready?
Defiant Chaos sent us one Darkeport gift membership and then $5 for the dumbass smartass commentary.
We already have a grip, by the way. I want
So
Corey,
you're
if I
not
can give
done?
you inspiration.
No, but I'm definitely a smartass. Got to remember that quote from my next lore bard build.
There you go.
Love it.
The self-aware intellectual brooding emo kid here. There you
Yes.
go.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
We have a few of those around here.
Got a few.
So
were a young boy.
as Indra's looking at the ton of fun unicorn, she glances to her side to you.
Titus will be standing there and he's kind of just rolling around with that gem and his eyes are just kind of closed. Not looking at the horse, but kind of like just looking up and looking a little bit distant, but looking as though he's completely disassociated. But his
Okay.
eyes are still kind of watery and his face is a little flush.
She tenderly puts a hand on your forearm and lets it linger there, in control of her energy as only someone who followed
Indra could, yeah.
that way could be. It just gradually lets you know that she's there and kind of.
Yeah, he would put his hand on that and then also just kind of like lean his head on top of her head. He's like, I'm just trying to make sure I remember her face.
I understand. There are some faces I wish I had done the same with, Domini. And you stay there for a while for most of how that conversation is going, and then she takes like a quarter step back, but still touching you, still having her hand on your forearm. Maybe at this point slipped into like the crook of your elbow or something. I am confident that my mistress would know the name of that steed.
Then it means means we need to figure it out before we see her again.
I've been racking my memories trying, but I never did read The Damned Tempestiad.
It's the only book I liked as a child, but I feel like I can't remember anything. I always liked the stories of Jason. The songs. And apparently now we're in one.
Oh.
After talking to her for the first time, I know her melody is right. But we're going to stumble through it.
Is the cadence correct as well?
It's that we're finding our rhythm.
I have a confession to make, if you'd like to hear it.
Please.
When I first came up to Germantum, I was livid that the person who is most important to me in all this world, who had saved me from slavery and worse, would herself be chasing after some absurd idea, putting herself in the mouth of those creatures, the Udini. It was beyond belief. I get it now. That doesn't mean I'm a believer, but I get it now.
I wasn't until a few hours ago. But I assure you, nothing worth anything doesn't come with doubt.
What changed?
To be honest, telling those stories to Ellery, seeing the reaction, describing this legend that was just our yesterday, and then seeing a legend, holding one, wielding one, loving one, as they look over and kind of like gesture about Dale. And just, what other time would we be in than one we're singing? Why not?
The goddess of truth has marked you for something extraordinary, Titus of House of Orn.
She's marked all of us. And you'll feel it soon. But if anyone knows the truth, it's you.
You know the old speak, primus inter pares?
Yes.
First among equals. That's you. My mistress has her own story. I do not know how thy tale ends, the two of thee. I know that I have a part to play, and I will play it. I always have, and I always will. I have learned that the vast majority of people believe that they are the center of their own world. I suppose that is a quirk of my own mind, that I know I am not. I'm a side character in some ballad. I have my moments, my lines on stage. It doesn't bother me though. Far from it. That's why it's easy to be in the presence of greatness. She is great. Were she a man, she would be emperor of the mightiest empire that has ever existed, and she would have brought about a renaissance. She is a genius, and her skill is greater than any I have ever seen, and probably ever will. In the end, you might be greater still, and she knows that.
I think humility is the thing that makes us great. And me knowing when I am truly Someone I can trust and love, look up to, and aspire to be. That will make us all great. For Rana rises us all. So does truth. Thank you, Indra.
She bows a little bit and lingers, starts to turn away, lingers. Looks to make certain that you're still private and people just kind of have naturally given you some space.
I'd also kind of, when there's a moment, I would kind of show her the gem. Just being like, another part of the story.
It's his apple. It's his apple.
Give it to him.
When the moment is right. Before you
Understood.
Before you go to sleep tonight, there's something else that had been on my mind, but later.
Understood.
And then she bows for real and backs.
While they're having that conversation, that's when she slaps Ted on the other hand.
Literally, completely in character. Okay.
That music moment was crazy.
That was so good. Oh my god. The second one, we were like,
So as Rex, as Rex is looking at that, watching that turns back to you. Okay, but if I'm going to tell the tale, it's gonna have to be soon because I know the captain, and she's gonna resolve this one way or another before nightfall. I bet you.
Well, let's gather my fellowship, and his heart is elsewhere.
Yeah, I see that. Is he going to be okay?
He should be.
I mean, let me rephrase. Is he going to be able to get his head out of his ass in time to do what we need to do?
We shall encourage it. He is a lord after all.
Is that really Concord that he has? Or is that
As far as I know, it is.
just really nice empowered weapon? I could make something pretty close to that if I had the right resources and time, you know.
how far away from me, and do I hear that?
I might take you up on that.
You do not.
Damn, I have such a good mind.
It'd be a very hard, a really, really good ruse, and I'm really good at detecting ruses. And he would have tricked everyone here, including the Holy One. I give him a smile.
Okay, all right. I don't know. I've seen a lot of scams.
They came from an
lot of
island
grift.
north of Juramentum, supposedly where Jason Tenderhot resided.
I'm not the Tenderheart groupie. That'd be the captain and everybody else from frickin' Macaria.
Oh, they are.
Well, that's where he's from. So they talk about it. If you go there, you're gonna see like statues and shrines and even some temples, and it's kind of weird, man. It's kind of weird.
Lame.
So obsessed with them.
And like the statues, they like depict them, nude a lot.
I gotta be careful what I remember and what I know I don't know.
We have to go. We have to go.
And like, yes, I see you over there.
You do.
And he's like, proportional and everything. I don't know. It's weird. It's just the whole island's weird. But supposedly it produces more chosen per capita than any other land in the world. So I don't know. They have all kinds of like kind of mutants and freaks and
Perhaps
stuff going
he
on.
seeded things there, or you were blessed.
That wouldn't be what I was looking at, man. That wasn't being blessed. But okay.
Let's
Anyway, go get whoever you need to. I'll trust you know who needs to be in on this convo. But it's
where do you want to have it?
I guess inside the captain's cabin, but let me go ask her. If she starts smacking me down, then you know that I kind of, I don't know, didn't do it in the right way. No, I'm going to go to Brixius first, and then he's going to be the intermediary. That's the play. Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
So he goes over to combat Santa Claus, and
I love him. He's so
Wunterklaus.
Wunderklaus.
Who's closest to me?
It's a German Santa, that'd be different, you know.
No, down. So actually, probably Titus, even though he's on the other side. Unless you want to, if you go down, then by distance it would probably be Grip and Wesa, but they're in the captain's cabin right now.
Last there for sure.
Okay. So yeah, you would see Titus.
Titus is cool, but he's still a lord, so I'm still afraid of him. So I'm gonna go.
So you're gonna hunt him down. It's a small.
Yes.
You know you can find him. Okay.
He's my father type right now.
Okay.
I didn't tell you to come
find
over
Mark.
and tell stories. I've been nice to you.
You find Marcus.
I know you have been, but still,
Yeah,
But
still
still.
That's fair.
Authority.
You find
Have you ways of
Marcus about the time that he and Mitra are done. So he's coming back. He's coming back up and.
Marcus.
Boy.
Dog in hand.
What is wrong? I love you.
He looks at the pug. He looks at you.
Like it's the most natural thing in the world.
I agree.
Can I talk to you without the pug, perhaps?
Son is a pug.
It's my pug.
I'll let the dog down though.
Okay, he kicks and
Give it to Mitra. Is you still there?
I think they're still on like deck.
I was
Like,
heading
that
up.
conversation.
I was heading up, which is probably how you saw me coming
Yeah,
up the
he kicks in protest and then immediately goes to another person, stands on legs, and demands attention, and the cycle continues.
Rex has.
So funny.
This pug is never not being held or given attention by somebody on the ship. Okay.
This crew has gone through as much, if not more, than what I understand you all have gone through as a fellowship before I even arrived. He wishes to discuss or inform us about some things that may be pertinent, and
We got
he
time.
leads really close in. He said, and he wasn't lying as far as I could tell, if this pug is not a demon djinn pug? You know what a djinn is?
No. But I do know what a natural is, so
Nasty.
take a good long look at the dog that's being pet.
He's the most adorable pug in the world. How could you?
I'm suspicious of it.
We now have our first official Chekhov's
never
pistol in the
been
story. You introduced a
He
Chekhov's
was
pistol.
worried you'd
yeah,
scare
yeah,
him off.
We're getting along just fine.
Chekhov's pug.
Chekhov's pug. We're going to get along just fine. Does it look like a normal? Well,
To all possible measures, it
It's a
looks
dog.
like an adorable,
Dog.
greedy, intelligent, manipulative pug.
have I seen those dogs before? And
No.
from this first time?
Yeah, you've only seen Leptis Terriers.
But it's about the same kind of animal.
It's roughly the same size. The build is the pug isn't quite as meaty. The one I'm basing it off of is a hybrid, so he does have a bit of a face and he's stronger than
Did he give off a scent of any sort?
just kind of brine.
Normal.
Kind of briny. Yeah.
Dog.
Dog.
I'll keep it in mind.
You do see you're not his only love though, as he's just
I could use your assistance in
It's a sister
convincing
wife.
Titus and the rest of the crew to go down. He's talking to the captain now about us meeting in the captain's quarters to discuss those things.
Right. I will go ask him if he can come on down with us. Be sure that we just call him Domini in public.
Oh yes,
People get crazy about that stuff. So
Domini.
Domini. Not Domine. That's all I did for a while. Domini.
Domini. Yeah,
No, if you-
Domine is a female
Yeah.
version, no?
Yeah, I'll just always
Domina.
off you go.
As though someone's calling me. Domini.
as this discussion.
How many are on there?
As this just can't swing a dead arc bow.
Malkovich.
Yeah, the crew is parting around you as you guys are having these conversations. Apparently, they seem to be the non-chosen crew seems to be pretty used to having demigods walking amongst them because all of these different talks and like talks of skinwalking cult conspiracies and demon pugs and islands of Jason Tenderheart. They're like,
Like, yeah.
and
Just another day.
Nine days to the Ides of Phenar. It's just like another Tuesday.
Sure, buddy. Sure.
sure, I'll get right on that. Yeah.
You get another 5 chilling for having to deal with this story.
What do you do with this?
And so so you start gathering people up then, Devon?
I mean, yeah, where are you at?
Where,
Across from where you guys are
Downstairs, still
talking.
probably
Yeah,
because you
downstairs
went through the
probably.
window to start watching the waves for a while, so that's probably
Yeah.
where you left off. So
Then I'll go while he talks about to Lord Titus. I'll go downstairs and see who's there to gather in the quarters.
And Grips up.
Where I'm in the cabin already with.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Dominic,
I'm up.
we have been requested to join down below to have a story time by Rex, who wishes to give us the accounting of what happened prior to us getting here. Apparently, there's some stuff, and I have a favor to ask of you.
Yes.
Would you read my ring for me and tell me what it says?
Sure.
I pull it off. Just where, please grant light to this ring. Please. And then I'll angle it and hand it off to you so you can see the writing on the inside.
And is it in Daro, Opiri, Old Speak?
I don't read.
He does not read. You look at it. You see a series of curious runes on there. You don't recognize them though.
One ring to rule them all.
Marcus, would I be able to hold it for a moment?
A moment, yeah. I trust you.
I'm going to take it, and then I want to put it against Concord and go into that place very quickly.
Hello, cousin. And she's not talking to you. And you see an old woman in a shawl with a cane hobble past you. Hello, Concord. It has been some time, right? Indeed. Please, sit down. In your own skyscape. What is mine is yours, and that's all there is to it. There's a chair now. You always were so clever at that. She sits down. And her face has changed about 3 times over this period. And who's this young whippersnapper over here? They're just getting younger and younger, aren't they? And she says, They are. They are, cousin. You have been present for some time. She's much older than I am. But you no longer wear the mantle. Unfortunately, no. The spirit was willing, but the flesh was weak. Come, let me whisper to thy ear. And this being of perfect, flowing golden mercury comes drifting over to this gnarled old woman in shawls, who looks at times pale as a new moon, dark as pitch of night, and everything in between. Even her build is kind of morphing and shifting. She listens. Dire indeed. Well, he'll have to find his own way. Champion, my apologies. I cannot help you here, but he will navigate. The emissary will. I have faith in him.
He was asking what was on his ring, but I'm thankful I was able to let you two make fun of me for a little bit.
It's only, and she just kind of, the old woman just kind of paused at you in the air with the cane. Concord says, this is a little bit outside of my purview, but I believe he will be able to know what it is instinctually once he bonds. It's a different. She doesn't exist the same way that I do. She doesn't have a skyscape. She doesn't have a permanent place to be that the goddess made for her. Instead, it's more like a collection of ancestors and hopes and dreams. Darrow doesn't really have the words. If you need to understand it on a deeper level, come and commune with me. But it will probably take the better part of one of your days.
Understood. Antonia?
That was the last one. She did a might fine job.
What may I call you?
Me? Laddie, I was hardly ever here. And now it's just some rags on a chair.
You have an interesting cousin.
Concord comes to them. The goddess works on many levels. And she folds it up. Oh, he did come. Oh, Titus.
It's his apple.
Little boy.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it the whole time.
Of course you did.
I know I can't lie to you. You know that. Justice and truth. But someone knew it.
He'll take it when he needs it. Look at you. So caught up in my cousin I didn't see. I am ancient, but I'm not infallible. A burden has been lifted from my shoulders. I am glad. You carry enough already.
It's just nice to know we're carrying it for what is right. And carrying you for what is right.
Sometimes, Titus, a visit from the right person is more important than any goddess or artifact.
Oh, couldn't agree more. And thank God for Toya. Thank Toya for Toya. So hard to say.
Thank the Supreme Phoenix for Toya.
I'll see you soon, then.
I'll be back in the morning.
Yes, you will. You are a credit to the men who occupied the station before you. Vale.
Vale. Put it back in your hand and just be like, you'll know. And then Titus is going to turn and walk down and entirely just like, okay. That's all he'll say.
You know,
Oh, great.
it's the last time my father had the sex talk with me. You'll know, he said.
Didn't you? Yeah. As I walk down the stairs.
It was a bit weird.
You have a couple children to prove it. Let's go. Yeah.
He put you up to this, didn't he? Well, I do know about this. He put you up to this, didn't he? All right, you can't. I know this is a bunch of equine hockey because you don't stack shit that high, Bricks. Rex.
Someone's in trouble.
Eddie, he winces. Yes, I'm the only person allowed to bellow back on my ship. Now get your scrawny hide up in front of my face.
I love this.
And then she goes and she drops the voice, but there's a quick impassioned exchange between the two of them. And he just catches himself at the end from stomping his foot and saying, "It's not fair, but it's not." And both Antigone and Brixis, she looks at him this way. He kind of turns the head and, okay, yeah, right, stereotypes and all. Okay. Well, can we? Well, I guess we don't rightly have much of a choice now, do we? Since you've just been opening those gums and jaw-jacking away, and okay, well, done is done. No use crying over spilled wine. Let's go. And she comes, kind of walking down. Well, it's nice to see the cabin turn into a convention center, Rex. Domini.
Captain.
Rest of you lot.
Captain.
All right. Well, Frankus, and you see he comes right to the threshold, looks up, and it's just Make an animal handling roll.
If you walk up and goes, what are we going to talk about? You're like, no.
What are you talking about? Okay.
18? No, with the extra 17 now.
Yeah. Get the dog in here.
The threshold.
Yes.
Go. All right. I guess we're gonna talk about Tentrol Dan and a coup and my unfortunate demon pug.
What?
And that's where we'll pause the tale. So we'll pause for intermission.
Immediately
look up and
has
just look
book
over.
open, ready to just jot all of this down.
So funny.
All right, y'all. That's to intermission. So come back in a few, and hope to see you there.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
See yes.
Eldritch Foundry is evolving. Bringing you a virtual army of miniatures like never before in full tabletop-ready color. Paint your miniatures in our upgraded creation tool, then bring them to life in stunning one-to-one detail as 3D printed miniature masterpieces. With complete control over your digital color scheme, you can point and click for simple color fills or go all in on highlights, shading, brush techniques, and more. Create epic heroes and madness-touched monsters that are truly yours. Miniatures are 3D printed in perfect color detail using a new PolyJet 3D printing process, giving you unique, bespoke models ready to delve into any dungeon as part of your next campaign. Everything from one-off player characters to dungeon mobs and boss-level monsters that will make every player in your group jealous. But that's not all. You can take things fully digital and export into leading VTT platforms such as Tailspire and Roll20 to take your games and your custom miniatures wherever you want. Join the adventure of a lifetime. Back our campaign today to help us bring this stunning revolution in custom miniature design to reality. With Eldritch Foundry, full-color 3D design and printing.
Greetings, weary travelers, and welcome to Constructed Chaos, a channel dedicated to all things D&D, including live play streams and podcasts, 3D printing, painting, crafting, homebrew content, and guides for players and dungeon masters alike. Join our Discord for even more special benefits, announcements, and free downloadable content. And until next time, go out there and make some chaos.
We lift our voice to greet the rising sun. Your splendorous touch burns away the dark. With a soft golden hue, your world is made anew. We follow the path you've laid.
Welcome back.
How do you like them apples?
We have a silly little shout out from a silly little player.
Oh my gosh, that's me! Hi guys. So if you're into Kickstarters nowadays, I know Shop of Many Things had their own thing, but I'm running social media for a comic book called Wolf's Edge. And this is the last 2 days that we're running our Kickstarter. We already got funded within the first 2 hours of launching, but we're still looking for, some extra cash, some extra money to, give out some like really cool variant covers to y'all. We got Tony Washington doing one of the covers. It is really awesome if you're into comics. You know who that is.
See, if it was Pug's Edge,
if it was
got
Pug's
bonus
Edge,
points.
got bonus.
Be right
But
there.
yeah, a friend of mine that went to the same film school as me so long ago. So please support local artists and local creators. Like he's awesome and the comic's awesome. It's really good.
Is he based here? Mm-hmm. Okay, because this is all news to me, so I just
he's based in Austin.
Okay, awesome.
So
Yeah, I'll check it out.
he's really cool, super nerdy. But hey, I play D&D for a living essentially, so you gotta support him. Wolf's Edge on Kickstarter.
Wolf's
Edge.
Thank you.
Wolf's Edge.
All right, we looked it up, and Baby Titus.
Baby Titus.
Level 6. No,
You have
Don't get too cocky on that one.
11 grand total MVPs throughout the course of the campaign, and you currently have 3 morale points now with that.
Yay.
So there you go. All right, Toby, and you just have to.
You gotta light her up, baby.
Candle of
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There was a little wit cutting action tonight, so
Oh, a little,
Gave it the justice.
a little trim.
a little trim.
Candles need their trim.
A little haircut.
Little breath.
You know what else needs trimming?
The pugs.
Pug nails. Yep. You got it.
You're like, you need circumcised grip. I was like, whoa.
Ooh, Donnie, you've just been on tear tonight.
On fire.
We'll leak some of that B-roll,
Oh, yeah.
of the pre-game.
Yeah, please do.
So, the captain sighs. She walks over to one of the hammocks, tests it, shakes her head, and then instead sits on a trunk that's lashed to the bulkhead.
While she's puttering about, I'm gonna open up the arcane eye and check out the pug. My eyes glow faintly.
Okay. What color?
Just gold, yellow gold.
Okay.
If you were gonna say green, I'd be like, yeah.
I was like, okay. This guy's green.
Like that makes sense.
All right. Make an Arcana check.
Arcana.
It's a total of 12.
Okay.
It's a pug.
There's nothing. It's a pug. It's definitely a pug. And for the most part, you're like, okay, how long are you eyeballing the pug? The full minute? Because it's a minute, right?
I think it's 10 minutes.
Is it 10 minutes? Okay, 10 minutes. Okay.
No, I was just seeing if anything leapt out.
You're just glancing. Okay.
Also in the space if nothing looked out. Since she's like,
but you're keeping your concentration, right? Like you're just going to let it play out. You're not going to end it.
yeah, might as well.
Prematurely. Or okay. So at some point, and you as the player can decide when, Frankus will look you dead on, and then you will see with your arcane eye open, deep in those soulful orbs, is some sort of sickly, one might even say putrid green flame.
Green.
In the eyes.
Green recognizes green.
Green on green. You looking pretty.
So
Silver green.
she says, all right, now look, Rex. I'm going to keep this to the straight and narrow. I don't want you interrupting. I don't want you undercutting. I don't want you compromising. And I don't want you over talking. Are we clear? As crystal, ma'am. Good. All right. And I'm just going to be hitting the highlights. Otherwise, we're going to be here. We are going to be here until the sea hag carries us off to the other shore, all right? There has just been entirely too much craziness.
I paid her. Or do.
Well, that's good. That's good, sweetheart, because you're going to need it. So, this ship for a long time was under the steady hand of Captain Amir, and he was, like chosen before it was in vogue, before we just started to pop up and crop up everywhere. And he told me that his whole career he might have ran into, and we're talking like, I don't know, 2 decades or something. He might have ran into a dozen other chosen the whole run, most of them from Icaria. So you're damn right that I'm proud of my island. She says it produces more chosen per capita than any other place on Terra.
So we have had.
So, and you're gonna hear it again.
Love to.
So that was us, and then I don't know, probably about the time you were born, things started ramping up a bit, and more chosen started to come, and even our best minds never really figured out whether or not it was like the potential had always been there and it just came out, or if there was actually like a shift in the wind. So Figulus Neus doing his thing with Zed was about like 30 years ago or so, I think. Yeah, she wouldn't say years. About 30 winters ago or so, I think. And so I don't know, it might have taken things don't always just happen like that, y'all. Sometimes it takes time. And
like a ripple effect.
Yeah, if you want to be poetic about it, I suppose so.
I would say butterfly effect. Or more poetic.
What does that mean?
Well,
it's a butterfly.
You tell me about butterflies, and I'll tell you about kangaroos when this is over with.
What is a kangaroo? I'd like to know.
They're just anyway. Like I said, I'm going to be heeding my own advice and sticking to the highlights. So there was this one time. I assume all you know who the Legacy are. So they're kind of like the they say the preeminent sailors. We dispute that. We Macarians do, but they do kind of edge us out on the whole wind calling thing. We're more attuned to fire. And we went down there. Captain had some old friends, some old more than friends. Turned out that the more than friend wasn't a friend anymore because her face had been stolen by these skinwalkers, and it was real ugly and real messy. It was the only time I ever saw him cry. My heart just about broke for this man. I mean, you have to understand, like, I do have a father by, I have a male relation who made me by blood, but Captain Amir was basically pretty much all I'd ever known of a father. And so
Skinwalkers?
Yeah, they like, well,
shape changer?
Well, it gets complicated, y'all, because they were skinwalkers, but they were, unfortunately, and I'm not trying to tar you with the broad brush, fella, but they were your people, because they share the Isle with the Legacy.
And you will be openly nonplussed.
Yeah, they're even like more than you though. So like the crew's kind of used to seeing you, but like you still kind of look like a Two Rivers, and they're just like full on, I mean, they have more of a snout than Frankus over there, and they're kind of doing the scale thing, and they kind of view us as inferior, and some of the real nasty ones, atavistic I think was the word, they view us as like a food source. And so anyway, they kind of resented the fact that us hairless apes had taken over the island, or the Legacy people. So they were.
As well.
That was my question.
Mm-hmm. They're all green, and they got this crazy idea up in those heads of theirs. They had different castes. There was a priestess caste. The priestess caste got into their head that they needed to be worshiping something called the Green Doom. Don't ask me. I don't know. I don't want to know. And you actually know that? Well, see, I didn't know these things. I knew a lot of these things. Believe me, this was not my first dance. Okay.
I knew that there were perhaps some of my kind in the Legacy Isles, but not that
honey, before this whole thing had started, I'd already quickened 5 times, and so I already knew my way around this land, or so I thought. And then people that you thought you had known were not the people that you thought, and then people just started snouting out, and we had this. It was awful. We had to investigate. We had to cut people. We had to see their blood. It was a whole thing. So finally, at the end of the day, we stopped the coup. Is his title magic? It doesn't matter, Captain. You're right. It doesn't matter. So the king over there, who I guess was like, people were complaining because he'd been in power for so long, and now he's like looking young again and stuff. And so we thought maybe that was to do, but it wasn't. But that wasn't it. He just kind of got better. I don't know.
No, slow down. I'm trying to.
Oh, sorry, darling. Okay. Oh, look at that. A right proper scrivener. I do appreciate that.
I would.
This is very juicy.
I never learned. I never learned. Maybe I should.
Highlights.
Right.
I would think Waysa would be entitled to an insight check, as Grip would respond to that specific tale.
Ooh.
She would probably be the only one who would be.
Yeah, she. Wait, good call. Waysa looks over at you, and even though she was not above decks when this happened, she unknowingly recapitulates Indra's move of fairly gently putting a hand on the forearm and then just letting her energies filter through by degrees. So,
what more about this king looking younger? Who is this king? Is he powerful? Is he still around? Is he important?
He's still around. And there's this whole weird tale that is not part of the highlights because this is not part of my story, but he got younger. So it really threw us, y'all, because we thought that he was in cahoots with these priestesses who were eating people and then taking their bodies over and then kind of putting this. So that's what the skinwalker is, darling. They kill the person, they eat the person, but they save pieces of them and then they put their faces on. Yeah, but like the full Monty, I mean, they just look completely dragon, but like dragon on 2 legs, sort of kind of thing.
Almost serpentine, if it were.
But there are some of your people, and this is what I'm getting to, and this is why we have had you on the crew. I know it's kind of gross and upsetting. I'm sorry, and like I said, I'm not trying to, say anywho. Some of their kids that they had with the humans, like they kind of turn out like you. They weren't like chosen though. They were just kids, and so we tried to find them a home, which leads us into Tendril Den. Okay, are you following me?
Tendril Den, I got you.
Okay, so then there was Tendril Den. Oh yeah, there was some devils that we had to fight. It doesn't matter. Anyway, we got jumped. There was more fight. There's always more fighting.
Devils?
Yeah, there's always more fighting. It's different than demons. See, I was paying attention.
The jinn?
It's different from
genies?
No.
Highlights.
No, they're different. So they're all kind of different. So about the time that we were trying to find one of the bones of the earth, y'all tell me y'all know what the bones of the earth are?
I would assume.
Pretend I don't.
You can assume that I don't.
Okay. Make a Arcana check and see if you do.
12.
12?
Yeah,
You do not.
yeah.
You might. You actually might. Yes.
Alrighty.
Pretend I don't.
Come on, your dice. Come on, your dice.
Well, let's see. 14?
Oh.
You're going through. You know that the bones have to do with the lines of power in the earth, and that there's some kind of means of advanced transport. But the thing that you've mainly read about them is that they shatter people's minds and twist their bodies who don't know how to use them properly.
Ooh.
So there's kind of a reason why they aren't in use.
That explains a lot. I'll relay this to the rest of the crew.
Okay, and she's like, and she nods, and Rex looks at you because you and Rex haven't really interacted that much. He looks at you and he's like, and you can see that glimmer in his eye. I mean, he's going to want to talk to you later on and compare notes.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
and don't smirk back.
You wink.
Yeah, you mean blink?
Blink, yeah, you mean blink. So about the time that we were thinking about going to Tendril Den, which, as I think y'all know, is a place that chosen kids, and very occasionally some other kids who were like geniuses and have special talents and whatnot, that they were gathered up. So that ring yours, and the reason that this kid was all hot and under the collar is because that was one of the 2 bads of station that Lady Antonia had. I know, don't call her a lady, she worked for a living, but still, to me, she was a lady. I actually am more than happy to give her that title. And so that ring kind of like helped her do all of her duties, and she had a mace there too, but unfortunately that's lost.
She mentioned that.
And yeah, I mean, we did the absolute best we could, but anyway, we got this frantic message because, okay, Rex, don't jump in. I'm going to try to get this all right. Only chime in if I get it wrong. Okay, I think I got this. It was so much easier when I didn't have to do all this will work and crap. No offense. Okay, so in 10 Trolled In, there's a kind of will working that only works there. And it's called correspondence. And so you can send thoughts to people. You can if you understand how to manipulate the mists around there, you can actually go from one patch of mist to another patch of mist. It's real weird. And only the lady, or I suppose now I'd say the Lord, although I don't know you, so no offense, but I'm not going to call you Lord. So only the person who is the matron of 10 Trolled In and keeping track of all these youngins and everything, only they can kind of usually use a correspondence. So I know the ring has something to do with that. So one of the kids who's there, I'm not going to say it, don't worry, Rex, but one of the kids that was there, her name is Lenore. She's not dead. And she's she can hear the stone singing, and she talks to animals. I know it's kind of weird, but she's really good at it. She can control plants, and anyway, she's chosen. And Rex looks at her. Okay, fine. What's the word? Druid. Right. Okay, druid. Fine. You happy now? Yeah, I am. Okay, she's a druid, and she's doing all those things. And it was her that came screaming in our brains, which we knew was really a bad thing. And she was saying that they were getting taken over, they were getting attacked, and that's some crazy ass woman with anyway, I'll skip all over that part because we found out who she
Let's go back to that right.
Red hair?
That's very
Let's
interesting.
go back to that right fast. The woman, what did she look like, please?
Oh, well, she wasn't really a woman because I tried to kill her. I did my best to kill her, and I would have had that bitch if she had just stuck around a couple more flickers. She bleeds nice. She just bleeds black. Yeah, so she was. I mean, she never gave me a title, or she never gave me a name, but her title was Rajad.
Oh, that bitch.
So she. Wait.
You know this person.
Hold on. You know who the Rajad is?
We've run into her.
We do.
Okay, so this was all about 10 days ago, 9 days. Well, not the stuff in the island, but you know what I mean. All this stuff. This was about 9 or 10 days ago. It was 10 days. Rex snarls.
She was released.
I heard about that.
She was a captive on the island.
Huh?
She was a captive, the Rajad, on the island.
Who the fuck was keeping her captive?
Trickster God.
Oh, okay. All right.
She got released.
Okay. And Rex kind of perks up. How? Ain't the point right now, darling. I need to know how. Ain't the point right now.
I will ask later for. Don't worry.
And she says, put that arcane energy down, unclench your fist. I'm getting through this whole thing. And you see he was getting agitated, and there was a crackle of some blue and purple ripped across his knuckles. Okay, great. All right, well, now, and these fine folk can tell us what happened and gave her some context, but let me just finish this tale. So her sorry ass shows up. She's trying to revive, or, okay, I'll get the right term, reincorporate. That was the term. She's trying to reincorporate some right roll asshole named the Hammer, or that was his title. That wasn't his full title, but he was basically the enforcer for the Red Emperor. So you know who that is, right? That was Jason Tenderheart's big thing. And Tessera and Stormwarden and all the rest. So he was, I don't know if he's as strong as a mid-power or not, but I wasn't fixing to find out. So we did everything that we could to stop that. And apparently she needed to be in 10 Troll Den to do. I don't even know how this woman knew the 10 Troll Den was there, but she knew. But apparently that's the only place where you can where it's the only place she knew to go, where she could pull him back together and all his constituent parts, because Jason did such a job on him. So any road. After that, my God, this is something. My God, this is something else. I'm just listening to hearing myself talk.
So the hammer's back.
Oh no. We stopped that. But thank you. My sister died. My twin sister died doing it, and she was always, believe me, there was no telling Iris nothing. Used to be really jealous of her. She was an obsy. I'm just kind of a sneaky tap. She was super strong, probably as strong as you are.
Sorry for your loss. We've seen one of those in Germentum.
Oh, I guess they're
by the name of Meg.
Kind of more common now. Haven't had the pleasure.
Oh, don't worry. She is apparently not very friendly.
I mean, they kind of have a temper, but they're kind of killers and a bloodlust, and it just kind of goes with that chosen archetype. See, I even got the word archetype. Yeah, so at one point I thought we were all going to die, and I just kind of made my peace with it. Some miracles happened. That's why I'm more open to the idea that the goddess of justice might actually be coming back into the world, because there's some stuff that happened that I don't know. And Rex, you kind of died, and then you came. I did not die. Okay, well, you kind of died, and then you came back. I did.
Look over at it, Rex.
Okay, well, you looked real dead, and then you weren't anymore, and then there was all this gold rush, and you can
look over at Rex and be like,
okay,
it happens to the best of them.
He's making just a horrible face and turns away. She says, I get it, we're all struggling. I know autonomy and you want to be master of your own destiny and all that. Believe me, I know that. I understand. But sometimes things are just bigger than us. So anyway, we got back out. But unfortunately, we did stop that ritual, and I think we kind of blew the place up on the way out so she could never try again. But then we had to go because we were getting swamped, and I don't know, that place is I was moaning about my cabin being a convention center. That place is a convention center right now. So whenever you go back there, and I'm gonna go back. I know, and I didn't say that we're not gonna help you, but just be ready. There have got to be dozens of those things around there. Now, they're maybe not all as powerful as her, but I don't know, maybe there are 100 of them now. It's a lot. I don't think any more can come in because we kind of broke the thing she was using. And
well, she pulled them through the mist or whatever it was.
Yeah. Actually, it was a vortex, but yeah, it was an abyssal vortex.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah, as one does. It's actually not the first time I've seen one, which is kind of scary. And at some point, I really do have to learn the secret of the word so I can start my studies.
Your memoirs at the very least.
So this is, I don't even know what that is. So, a book, right? Of course it is. So
of your adventures.
Anyway, then we heard tale that something important was happening up in the north in this city I'd never been to. That's pretty new.
Well, what did you hear about the north?
Well, we're hearing all kinds of stuff, but anytime that she perks up for the first time, anytime that Gladius Lux gets its panties in a wad, I want to be there. So,
what that means, but
those are the assassins and killers for the Church of Light. Some of them are chosen too.
Oh, fascinating.
So we heard that there were more of them coming up there, and I was, just kind of wanted to know. And then there were tales about some guy who could raise people from the dead, which I don't believe, and I don't believe, sir, that you've ever raised anybody from the dead. I don't know, maybe I could be wrong. But apparently you have been healing people, because I did ask around. And then I talked with that amazing sister of yours who's in a lot of pain, and I'm real sorry we couldn't get there faster, but if we had been, I kind of been wanting to clean up Sahar for a while, but I don't know, juice never seemed worth the squeeze, but now it does. And that just about brings us up to snuff.
Question.
So a few things have happened since then. Oh, right. How does Frankus fit into this? Go ahead.
That too. But when the miracle that revived Rex here, healed, revived, whatever you want to call it.
Healed.
With the miracle who did that, who brought that miracle? I know it was the lady, but who channeled that? Antonia?
I looks over. Antonia said that the only way to balance that scale... I really fucking hope she didn't die on my account. But she said she knew what she was doing, and she gave me something, and then she knew she was going to die.
She traded her life for yours, I understand.
Fuck you. No, she didn't.
She gave her life for yours, Rex. Do not diminish it. Do not diminish it.
Fuck this. He starts to stomp off, and then he stops. No, because you're not going to kill Frankus. We have to have something out of this. Okay, all right. So here's how Frankenboy fits into all this. I'm not even gonna go into the body swap into the possessions. Okay, we're just gonna go right on over that and just say that we got that crap sorted out. She tried to kill us with that and had us fight each other. We got all that sorted out. Okay. So on her way out, she wanted to make sure that one of us was doomed. And so she got one of the, okay, kid, you're going to have to help me, oppressor souls. Okay, so yeah, she got one of the oppressors, and she was going to stuff it into one of us. And don't ask me how he got through the mist, but Frankus ran in front of it, and the oppressor soul got in him. But apparently it couldn't really take him over because he was a dog and it was meant for a person. And so now the oppressor soul is in there, but do not set my ship on fire, Rexamillion. So there's just a little agitation.
Mm-hmm. Any way to expel it?
So yes, the safest thing to do before it figures this host out, because it's going to figure its host out. It's just going to take a while. And then it will take that body and it will make it something that you do not want to see on this world, okay? The safest thing to do, you know what the safest thing to do is. Yeah, and when have we ever done the safest thing? Well, about the time that my twin sisters croaked and my captain father is dead on some stupid coup that I didn't even have to do with, I'm kind of liking the safe thing at this point, Rex. I'm kind of liking not more of us die. And oppressor souls are no joke, all right? Even with all 5 of us there fighting it, actually it was more like 8 of us at the time, we barely took that shit down. Yeah, well, Antonia was an old woman and it took us off guard. She was strong in her chosen essence, old as she was, aged as she was. And there is no way in Thawne's green earth that the 3 of us are going to be able to deal with the fucking manifested oppressor soul. There's only one thing to do.
May I make a recommendation?
Please do.
Give us a bit of time to commune with Tuea and see if there's something we can do to exorcise this soul from here without killing the dog.
If anyone could do it, it'd be Marcus.
I will let you know by the morning.
I don't... Okay, all right.
I love dogs.
He does.
Waisa gives you a look, but chooses not to say anything. And she says, I figured as much. I really did, Domini. All right, if we're going to play it that way, then, Waisa, Mitra, I don't want you sleeping in here tonight. Just in case things go bad.
I can handle myself, if you want an extra bodyguard.
If it happens, darling, it's going to happen fast. You understand?
No, I am quite fast.
Okay. all right, just if you understand that even giving you one extra day, I know if we do the deed now, we're safe. Hasn't figured out the host body yet. I don't know. It might be flickers. It might be torches. It might be days. I don't know how long we have.
Does it figure it out if it's asleep?
I don't know, actually. Rex, do you know? Those things don't sleep. No, but he means, I know what he means. I don't know. And Rex, I'm thinking, Rex with his back turned the whole time and kind of doing the brooding over the shoulder thing. Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You don't understand me.
You get it.
We could watch it over tonight. Or I could, anyway, since I will
the first
be your
mate
bodyguard.
perks up. You've got an idea, young lad?
Not one that I think would work. I was thinking of an idea of putting it to sleep, but it doesn't last.
No, we're not putting it to sleep. That's what we're talking about.
That's the safe way.
I don't mean permanently.
Oh, you mean
nappy
Isn't
poo.
there-
Oh, a nappy. I like naps. I think Frankus likes naps too.
Oh boy.
I'll recommend.
He seems quite pleased with himself.
I
Brixus does.
recommend that if we decide to do something to the dog,
He gives you a firm nod.
Proud of you.
that perhaps, given the extra weight and the situation that we have aboard right now, that perhaps taking it ashore and attempting to put it to sleep might be best, in case it has some defenses that we're not aware of.
That's... And finally Rex turns back. That's exactly what I was going to suggest. Captain, we have the time. We're making good time. We'll get there a day early. Even if we go to shore, we'll just lose a torch or two or whatever. We have the time. I know, but I don't know if we have the blood and treasure. So, she looks over. You folks really would be willing to risk it?
Why?
I'm assuming everyone here has been through worse.
It's a lot. I definitely won't turn it down, but it is a lot.
Captain, I have a request, and I'm sorry, Rip, please.
That's just quick.
Okay. We sort of ran out of Germentum pretty quickly to get here. A lot that was going on. Do you, by chance, have a diamond that I might procure from you?
Diamond?
A single diamond, yes.
I don't think so, no. Sorry.
When we get to town, when we get to when we get to port, would you potentially be able to send one of your people to procure one for me? Because I'm not sure. I've never been anywhere else other than Germentum.
And Pollux, right?
Yeah. But it's important. It's very, very important.
I know we could find one in Zahar, but I wouldn't recommend pulling up there right now. I think we'd be just as like to be in a brawl than anything else.
That's good.
Unless you want to take the leadership out right now.
We could go in quietly and pull up earlier.
So there's nothing I'd like to do more, but we have our duty.
Well, we'll get to Vastima. Rex isn't wrong. We'll probably get to Vastima a day early. They do have some gem trade through the hills there. I'm not sure if they have any diamonds coming out of that mine, though. We could check. There's a chance.
I appreciate it.
In Leptis, of course, I know you can't really go there, but in Leptis Regium, they'd have them for sure.
I'll give you specifics later about.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Do we want to pull up a visum with... He looks over up the miracle thing up there. It's going to shock a lot of people, and word will spread around. Perhaps pull up a little earlier and keep it hidden.
And the captain says, I leave that into your capable hands. Your decision.
Have I ever heard of any rumors about unicorns or stories or any through Zahar stuff?
Unicorns? Probably not, Corey.
Unicorn.
Probably not.
You're like 3 of them in Pollux, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So I'm well familiar with those, yes.
Of course.
They help pull the plows.
We breed them.
Yeah. I think today's been enough. We should take some time to think this through.
All right.
But we want to help. Because I do have a confession to make to you.
Indra perks up. She's been silent this whole time, but just watching.
Rashad was released because of our failure.
Oh. What? Rex? No! Are you fucking kidding me? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Parts of things that were moving beyond our control. From a friend who's no longer here that I considered a brother. And a sister that I almost gave my life for a dog to protect from her. We made a mistake.
What are you even talking about?
Gods that play tricks on us mortals. Tricked us. Released the Rashad. I tried to kill her myself, and she bewitched me. And then was released. And for that, I owe you that when we go to Tendril Den, 100 of them won't be enough to keep them from me.
Go get the mayor, darling. I'll be up there with you. And for once, Rex doesn't really have any words and kind of somewhat stupidly just stumbles out of the cabin.
Go lean over to the captain, beg. I'll do what's in my power to earn your forgiveness and Rex's.
I'll follow him.
Okay.
I will also follow him, surprisingly.
More of a, I'll put a hand around him. Let's go together.
I was leading them and it was my failure.
I appreciate that. Sometimes, though, Dominique, shit happens.
Mm-hmm. I did not know the price, but I do now.
Okay, you catch up to Rex and you see hot, angry tears coming down his salt-encrusted face.
I hand him a handkerchief. Here, my friend.
He looks. Make another persuasion check, Corey. You see how well you're calming him.
Not too good. That's going to be a 8.
May I do an insight and like
assist?
Insight?
Insight or persuasion?
Like an insight, just to
Okay.
see kind of like gauge
Sure.
where
Where he's at.
Yeah. Why am I getting this?
You decided not to help.
Yeah, it's because I decided to help. Apparently, 12.
12?
Yeah.
Churning, storming, inside of his agonized heart. He stomps up. I don't need a handkerchief, but the rage is starting to fail him.
How about the friend?
And he just he did make it above decks, but he finds the least occupied portion of the railing, throws himself against it, and then
Pull out some water. So, perhaps something stronger?
And without saying anything, he just blindly reaches for whatever you offer to him. Start drinking it.
Spits it out and says, it's water.
Just water.
I just don't even know what all this is for. Trying to find power, trying to find safety in power, trying to find reason and meaning, trying to find love.
Do you have a purpose or meaning?
Yeah, I thought I did. I thought I was going to go out in the world and I was going to make good and I was going to be a prodigy and I was going to live up to my potential. And I have the fucking Grey Walker's fucking staff. And I'm trying to wake it back up. I'm trying to wake that shit back up. And none of it matters.
There may be a spot where that can happen.
It will matter, Rex. Coming from someone who has similar experiences.
You don't know that. You can't know that.
Based on what you said and what you're feeling right now, I've been in the same place.
My sisters are supposed to be They're supposed to be safer because I'm more powerful, and now they're in more danger than they've ever been, and they hate me. They hate me because I think I failed, and they hate me because they think that I killed Antonia, but I didn't. At least I didn't mean to. I didn't.
Circumstance, not you.
I agree.
It was her choice.
Yeah, but they're not going to accept that. They're never going to accept that.
In time, I think they will. Clarity comes for all of us eventually. Through pain or not.
God. And he has his knees up, and then he puts his hiding his face in his knees and with his hands there.
Mitra will kneel down next to him and
I'll put my hand on his shoulder.
Yeah, let's go!
I want to be shy.
Okay. He looks up at the simultaneous touch. Doesn't shrug it off, though.
We've all been through pain.
Why do you people even care? You didn't even know me until yesterday.
You have a good heart.
No, I don't. I'm greedy and arrogant and...
all for a good cause.
Selfish.
I've known plenty of good people like that.
You're weird.
Thank you.
You got a weird title, too.
And you... Thank you. Kind of piss me off, but you kind of make sense. I don't know.
From where I come from, pain is cherished. It is a way to understand who you are.
You are weird.
Okay,
The more you understand the reason you are feeling this pain, the more you begin to understand where it comes from and why you have such a response.
Pain's just pain.
Not the way I see it. And trust me, my vision is better than you think.
Okay. So, tell me about my pain.
You think you see yourself as selfish and arrogant and greedy, but...
I left them so I could learn more fucking formulae.
Yes, for your family. You're still doing that. You are still pursuing such a feat.
And you offered me a boon that, from what I understand, no other will worker would ever consider. That is not selfish.
He doesn't really have a rebuttal to that.
It is quite the opposite of selfish.
We lost our home. And I am partly responsible.
Then let's get it back.
And it's not... Your name is Mitra, right?
Yes.
It's not just our home, Mitra. It's the home of every chosen child who's in danger after us. People that aren't even born yet. And we fucked it up. I fucked it up. The captain's tough, but honestly, and this isn't just me, I'm the strongest one out of all of us. I can already wield 5th circle spells. And I'm only 18 winters. I know that I know in the fullness of time, I'm going to be the next archmage of this land, pending my survival. I know it. And that's why I have to master the staff, and that's why I have to do crazy shit, because you don't get to be the archmage unless you're willing to risk it all again and again and again. I've read all of that history. But
and you have to do this alone, like another archmage would not assist you in perhaps ascending.
Well, 10 days ago I would have said yes, but there weren't ever this many chosen. There weren't a 10th this many chosen before in the world. You understand, Devrin? The rules are different now.
That's what you told me earlier.
Yeah. Well, it has implications, you know? It's like there are enough of will workers for there to be an actual society of us, maybe. Supposedly there already is, up in the northern expanse, some city called Valicio, where it's a magocracy. Before I met Antigone and Brixius and Iris was crazy, but I really liked her. She got me. I was actually headed on my way up there.
You were lucky to have had Tendril done.
Yeah. Oh, damn, Lucky. Are you kidding?
I wish I did.
I would have been dead, but you didn't need it. So that's why she didn't come. You made it on your own. And that's a good thing, man. That's a really good thing.
In some ways.
It means you're strong and resourceful and lucky. Everything I fucking wish I was.
You met us?
And I guess I'm scrappy. Anyway. And you then with your earlier insight, you see him start to get really self-conscious. I'm sorry, y'all. God damn it, now she has me saying y'all. Ugh.
You've been through a lot. But there is hope. There's tears. And there will be change.
Yeah, I would say I don't like to wallow in it, but I kind of do. But it's like I only like to wallow with friends, you know?
That is all right. Sometimes it is good to wallow.
Hi, we're friends. He smiles.
No, I didn't say that.
You just said we're now friends. No take-backs.
So Dragon Boy downstairs, he's like a true breed, like they say. Like he's chosen, right?
Well, I've known him for only 2 days, but from what he's told me, yes.
I know. You should see the bruises.
Well, he implied that he was on the island, that he was on the Jason Tenderheart island with you.
That is the first I've
Not me.
heard of it.
Oh.
We're a little new to this group.
Okay.
Strays, you would say.
Oh, you're really new.
That's what this whole damn ship is.
I came to find my sister, Lisa.
Oh, that's right. You said she was your sis.
We were split when I was very, very, very young.
You're really different people. She's your older, younger...
Twin.
Oh, like Iris. Oh, so she's chosen too. Twins are always chosen.
Lots of chosen on this ship.
Wow. Wow. Pause there.
Twins are always chosen?
Interesting.
I've said that before.
I know. Yeah. Okay.
So,
it's been at Manifest for a little while.
You, I'm gonna have. I was sitting with this, Toby. I'm gonna do a bit of a retcon, which is rare. So typically, chosen do not feel each other quicken. They can observe it, just like anything else can be observed, but they don't subjectively feel it. The Death Tamers, because of their unusual, like, communal chosen situation, where your chosen essences are in close association with one another, like, daily, and it because it's also a religion.
One could say that.
There's a bit of a right. No, Angel. It's actually more like Confucianism, where it's an ethical system, but not technically a religion. Okay, so you often do feel one another on the rare occasions quicken, and it's of course is to be celebrated. So I'm gonna actually, because you asked that specific question, I'm gonna say that, and normally Grip is not the person to pick up on nuance when people like Marcus and Wasted don't. I'm going to reward you by telling you that, yes, you did feel a ripple because you are all sharing a fate point pool with one another as the Fellowship.
Join the bond, you get to feel the quickening.
And also because it happened literally in front of your face. And the proximity.
And I would assume, since I also had felt that
before,
I had a sense of it because of being to the beloved. I might not have had a context for it without that.
Yeah.
You would have felt, and I'm going to say, like, the rest of you felt some kind of rush and some sort of secondhand acceleration, but you didn't necessarily have the context for it. Now you do. Okay.
So are we in the cabin?
You are, yeah.
If you want, I can give you some more context for your Legacy King. Will you tell me, if I do, all about the Skin Priest Green Doom, my people?
You really want to hear about all that?
I have to.
Okay, but I'll just tell you that the story don't end well for nobody, especially them.
Color me shocked.
We put him down in the end. It like I said, it got entirely out of hand. But sure, yeah, of course.
Okay.
It's your birthright.
The Green Doom. It's the first, the biggest, the oldest. Equetl. The progenitor. Our sire.
Of like all the Sycodraco?
As far as I know, at least the ones that look like me.
Okay, I have so many questions about that, and so many things that don't quite add up, because I do know how animal husbandry works, but go on, darling. You go on.
You see Shrek.
Go, little one.
I don't know much, but it would make sense that someone would try to worship him. I'm not even sure if he's still around, but he probably is.
Oh, well, they were real big fans. Real big fans. Like, eat your face off kind of big fans.
Yeah.
Okay.
The king.
Mm-hmm.
His essence was buoyed, I guess. Someone made a great sacrifice. Gave up his life force. Because he believed that this king was enlightened. That it was the only way to lead their people.
Okay. Should I ask how you know this?
Is it relevant?
Nah. You're not the person who was involved in all that. I just want to make sure you aren't like some sort of arch-lich pretending to be a boy or something.
Suffice to say, I know.
Like I said, that wouldn't even be the craziest thing that's ever happened on the ship. Okay, all right, so you know.
All I knew was what the goal was and what the... I knew what he was intending to do. And it seems this has been the result.
Oh, maybe I didn't tell the story so good. No, when we finally got him out from under the influence of the skinwalking priestess Sycodraco enchantress, I think I got all that right, he actually turned out to be a fine fellow.
Oh, so I guess it was all worth it then.
Yeah, I thought that I'd kind of killed him, but it turned out to be one of them. So I was, whew, it's kind of, regicide's kind of bad for trade. You'd not usually welcome back to the port after, yeah. So, no, he's still, he's still there.
Wow. May he long may he reign.
Indeed. Yeah. King Zaka, if you ever find yourself in that neck of the woods. I don't know that I'd mentioned the Frankus though.
I think I have bigger problems if I ever find myself in his presence.
Probably so. All right. Well, thanks. Yeah, I can tell you about it. Maybe after all this is done.
I'd appreciate it.
Okay. Now I've just got to do a death vigil on my demon-possessed pug.
I was actually in the room. I didn't leave with everybody else. And
we two left.
Those two. The rest of
still
the
here.
stayed.
Was there talking, if possible, just quietly to myself? Grant my eyes truth. Just quietly to myself, grant my eyes truth.
Okay.
Just do.
Plug the truth.
Yeah,
Truth to plug.
I'm actually.
Who's a good boy?
Who's a good boy?
It's me. I do it. Toothy.
When Grip said, "Does it really matter?"
He has a little tooth. Frankus does. He has a tooth that sticks out over his lip when he's just sitting at rest.
Right. Yeah, right. I was gonna pet the crap out of him.
Take our needs.
Hopefully not that much. when he said that doesn't really matter, I would like to know if he feels any kind of personal hand in what actually happened there. Like if he had a personal...
To grip.
To grip, yes.
To grip. Go ahead and make an insight.
Insight.
Oh, it's just sorry. I haven't rolled anything tonight except that one.
Get that insight.
Sure, sometimes those are the very best sessions where there's almost no rolling.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't think I rolled once yet.
Didn't need to. You rolled 1.
30.
Only 30?
We are now at that time of the
Crazy.
Level 5, baby.
Oh, God.
I got a nat 20.
Nat 20?
Insane.
And you have the...
True Seeker on.
Right.
Which gives me expertise plus my 5. Yeah.
So that'd be 29?
Expertise would make it 8. The specialty...
Expertise would be +4. Plus 4 and +5 would be +9.
Okay, sorry, 21.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, because that's really going to make
Yeah, so you would have picked up on.
The 30 definitely the milestone.
Yeah, got some 30 is in the published materials, because you know how slavishly I'm devoted to that at this table. 30 is the last official DC check. So yeah, it's a big one. If you're trying to do godly things, but 29. Okay, how is Grip feeling about this?
He feels
specifically that
bad.
As it comes to, when it comes to
Yeah.
the story of the Legacy King, he's pissed about it. He feels some kind of personal grudge. He's never, as far as you know, he's never been to the Legacy Isles. He's never been anywhere outside of it, but he feels some kind of personal grudge against this king and the acts, specifically the things that had to happen in order for him to get young again. That he had some kind of personal connection to the
normally I would say
that.
Normally I say that's too much detail, but on a 29, you can ferret that out.
It seems.
Yeah. I mean,
there's like a quasi psychic thing.
The ends do not justify the means, basically here.
At least as far as he cared in his personal weight of things. He had some kind of sentimental connection to it.
A little griff action going on there.
The whole tale has a sentimental sting to it, or a personal sting to it, Randy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's fair.
For 29 winters.
All right. Frankus decides you look a little bone dry, so he climbs up on you. He licks you once or twice, gives you 2 good kisses.
Oh, yes.
And then snuggles in, and you hear a from inside of him.
Oh God!
All right, I've had worse. I've experienced worse.
You've watched Milo.
You don't smell. That's Donnie's dog.
Yeah, Mr. Hansen.
You don't smell anything offensive though. Afterwards, though, the noises perhaps have an even more sinister.
Because of this.
Little alien action going on.
No, just a black gust comes out and skull and crossbones. It's like, I hate you.
So,
it's like, damn it.
Decided the captain tries one last time to have reason prevail, as she says, "Y'all, I appreciate this more than I can say, and I know this means the world to Rex, despite his hot temper. I just want y'all to understand this is going to be quite a little throwdown."
All right, I'll ask the hard question. Why? And he's looking at for all with the context of all of the things that he knows you have to do.
Why not?
Because
my whole life started by saving a dog.
And it could end in another attempt, as would your dream of Geramentum.
Would killing an innocent dog also be ending my dream of freedom?
I have a more practical reason, okay?
Yeah.
The whole reason this dog is like this is because of us. Because of what we allowed released.
No.
Well, she didn't have anything to do with that.
We didn't release her. Vipo did.
You're splitting hairs.
No. That was Vipo's choice. And that is his responsibility. Yeah, we were bystanders for it. Maybe if we had answered a question differently, he would have made a different choice, and maybe not. We don't know that.
What would you rather this creature just grow into what it might eventually become, or can we nip it in the bud here and now?
That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm trying to understand. Believe me, I'm not advocating for doing it, but I'm really trying to understand if the easy thing, the correct thing, in the pursuit of this adventure, this dream, this culmination of all of your intent and ancestry, could be snuffed out.
Well, if we can't take one of them, how are we going to take 100? If we're going to learn something about our enemy, it should probably be now when it's put inside the body of a small dog, as opposed to going up against however many they said would be at Tendril Den, the ancestral home of that ring. It also was the entire reason there was the monarch of our god coming down for truth and justice. So understanding our enemy, I think, would be the number one point. But, in my opinion, the number one point is I love dogs. And I am Lord.
And I said so.
This is why the patriarchy patrician system makes no fucking sense to me.
Doesn't to me either. But I'm part of it.
Yeah. All right. Then I propose we, the chosen on this vessel, make landfall soon, while we still have plenty of light, and deal with this if we're going to do it.
Everyone get ready. I count on you to go and speak to Rex.
I'll get him in line. That he's been prepping for that fight for a while. He'll have all of his formulae on deck that he needs. Just so y'all know, fire is pretty much useless against these things, as you might imagine.
We're using light. It's all right.
And sometimes, some different kinds have different things. Just so you know, Domini, the oppressor souls, that they are a lot stronger than some of the rank and file that we were fighting. So there aren't 100 oppressor souls in Tendril Den.
Oh, that's good to know. Well, I know Makarian used to carry my sword, who probably would have done quick work of it.
Supposedly he used to fight these things by the dozen.
He would like you.
I hope. All right. To push the narrative along just a bit more.
I know I did talk to Andrew, but that's all I got.
And that was tonight. You got to make it to the night, buddy.
Oh, okay, good. Thank goodness. See ya.
Indra just looks at you and says, "It would be my hide if I came home without you still breathing, Dominique."
Oh yeah, that's fair.
So I will be I'll be functioning in my capacity as your bodyguard through this.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
So that's what, 10 on 1? That should be pretty good. We'll see how tough this thing is.
I like those odds.
And indeed, Captain Antigone makes just a quick, not even really speech, it's more of an announcement to the crew. And they're like, okay, chosen people doing chosen things. Great. And Rex starts in impassioned about, we have to save Frankus, we have to drive and Brixius, Combat Santa, just puts his ham hocks on his shoulder and like, okay, all right, chosen people doing chosen things. So the crew go on about their business. They're like, sure, Captain wants to make landfall with the demon pug, great. Did you know that was a demon pug? I thought it was, no.
That was just a normal dog.
Me last night.
You know?
That's a normal ass dog.
I had to pick up his shit.
Don't all pugs do that?
I thought those noises were just normal for pugs.
He's got 13 treats since he's been here. I taught him how to sit.
Finally, as that discussion goes on, Lepidus Minor and Elry come to you, and they look kind of forlorn. So these are your longtime kind of childhood companions. And Elry says, "Well, are you going to tell us we have to stay here, boss, or can we come with you?"
You have to stay here.
That bad?
It doesn't look that bad.
It
actually looks quite adorable.
I know. All this fuss over him? Points over.
It's more than that.
Okay. Well, if you change your mind, just, holler and
protect the ship.
We can do that. We're not... You're glad we came, right?
couldn't be prouder.
Okay. Just as long as... Yeah.
As much as I need this sword, I need your friendship. Both of you.
Well, you're always going to have that, boss.
Exactly.
Okay. You make landfall. Then preparations are made. Captain tells the actual second mate standard protocol. He just kind of grunts, right? Yeah, and apparently this has been a thing all too many times. She's like, and if I don't come back, yep, Captain, that's in the lockbox. Your will is there. Only one of us can read. We're supposed to go to see this person. Got it. Okay. And this is how we're gonna divvy up the booty, and this is how we're gonna divvy up. Got it. Okay. She's like, how many times have I given you this? How many times have I given you this speech? And he's like, probably about 6 now, maybe 7.
Can't read, but I can.
He's already
memorized. 6 fingers?
Enough. Yeah.
So the equine rises, looks over at you. And he's being pretty mindful, as Corey, as you rightly pointed out before, because you hear the
yeah.
Clop, clop, clop. And very gently, the lips peel back, the teeth.
I think he liked it.
There's some sort of lunar glow coming from between his lips.
Wow.
You're just watching this with like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Kind of moonstone.
And now you see the same armor that Tesserin Stormwarden had on, made from the invulnerable shards of pieces of crystal remembrance, has manifested around. You know this now, that this is Jason Tenderheart's steed, and
yes,
it's soon going to become yours, whose name you still don't know.
What?
Nope.
Nope. Just nope.
That's 11.
I'm gonna say if you sit with it, it'll eventually come to you.
Yeah.
It has to. Okay.
When I see the armor, would I be able to roll and make a history check on that now? Because I have read that book before. There's only anything they would.
You history checks.
Yes.
So
it's only a +2.
This is only about right. So Jason Tenderheart actually is not. Because the Tempestiate is a lot of things. It's a masterwork. It's also a piece of propaganda. They don't really have a lot of Jason Tenderheart in there.
Okay, that's fair. Would Tesserin have mentioned it?
No.
I've rewatched the episode. Yeah.
No, you don't know yet.
Oh. Concord.
You could ask, but you haven't asked her.
I did ask. I said, I have this for him. And then she said,
And she-
it's
and
an
she-
apple. Okay,
and
God
she didn't.
damn it.
You didn't direct.
All right.
Okay.
So,
come along, Jim.
Jimmy, let's go.
And he runs and then leaps off of the side of the ship. And apparently this armor is also weightless because this condensed lunar energy is weightless. And
Got a little floaty on. Oh.
yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Little life vest.
It's a unicorn life vest. Okay, come on.
Cute.
And in that weird, gracefully awkward way that horses swim, he makes his way to the shore. Because you guys have come, of course, out of Mid River, and you're well now over toward the West Bank. You make your way over there. Who's carrying Frankus?
Probably me.
Okay.
Yeah, it does love you.
And
He loves you very.
And just keep it pet.
he really likes you, you know?
I really like him.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing this.
I hope I can like him again.
Probably will when we're done.
Yeah. I don't like it when he's a demon.
Oh, no. So we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Well, at least the same skimmer.
Yeah. Well, we are, see?
Let's do.
So the Fellowship, the Extended Fellowship Extended Edition.
Yeah.
The orbiting members.
The orbiting members, right?
It's too many people for a dinghy. I'll swim. Let's dive off the edge.
Gets in over there, and Rex, you ready? You ready, darling? Captain, I was born ready. Get out of my fucking dog!
Throw the dog.
Oh, wait!
No.
And that's where we pause the tale.
Yes.
You're going.
Dogfight.
Dogfight. It's a dogfight.
Oh boy.
That's really funny.
You ready to fight one of the mid-tier mooks from Jason Tenderheart's campaign?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, 10 on 1, but 10v1. All right.
10v1. We got this. We got
Okay,
this.
you got this.
We got this.
I've got to.
All right, far away friends.
Get on the tails.
I hope you've little different, little offbeat episode, but hopefully that was still entertaining
the beach
and coherent. And we will pick right back up with that, and hopefully we will have our very own Tatiana back for next episode. That'd be really
We kept it warm for you.
It'd be really hard.
Oh, with a candle on it. Oh, that's cute.
That's good.
That's cute.
Right.
Do you ever stand
See, you're warming up to it. Okay. Take care of yourselves as you go on your journey. Stay safe, stay curious, and we will see you next week.
Remember the name of the horse.
Bye.
Bye.